Hey guys, it's Scott with Scotty B Cards. In this episode, I have another rookie card rankings where we take a player and look at their top 15 rookie cards. So a few rules to rookie card rankings. The first thing I want to say is that we are going to be looking at mainstream releases. We're going to be taking out like the Montgomery Club memberships, which are exclusive memberships at Topps that offer exclusive products. On top of that, I'll take out Transcendent because it is $20,000 a box and there are only 100 boxes made. So not very common for the average person to have those cards. The Transcendent Tatis rookie is like $6,000 in a PSA 10. So we're just going to take that out for now. The Topps Now cards and also the Throwback Thursday cards will not be on this list. No inserts, autographs, or parallels. We're looking at just the base cards. I'll be ranking them based off of their popularity as well their current market value. One thing before we start, please like and subscribe. We post 3 times each and every week exclusively about baseball cards, sports cards, trading card content. So if you don't want to miss anything, hit that subscribe button. All right, number 15. We have a card that I'm surprised is this low, and that is the 2019 Topps Finest Fernando Tatis rookie. One thing I will say about Tatis is he has well over 50 rookie cards. You know, Panini Chronicles has, I think, like 10 itself. But regardless, there's a lot between all of those different sets I said I wasn't going to include and also the base cards. So these are just the top 15 in my opinion, and I think value-wise, they're the best bang for your buck. But this card itself is awesome because Topps Finest has been around since the 90s. It's one of the first sets that ever started the refractor trend. It actually is the first, I think, 1993 Finest. So it really is an iconic product. This Tatis rookie isn't the best image of him, and I think that's why it hurts so bad, is because it's not a super flattering image, not super cool. It looks kind of like a lame rookie, in my opinion, compared to other cards. That one right now is a $20 card raw, $125 in a PSA 10. There are 684 PSA 10s, 919 graded for a gem rate of 74%. All right, now we have the iconic image on a not so iconic card. This is the image on his flagship rookie, which we'll get to later, and a few other cards share this image. But this is his holiday rookie card. And this is a cool photo. You know, I'm not a huge fan of horizontal like cards, you know, how it's shaped like this versus the vertical cards, but they do it okay with this landscape card. I can't complain. I think it's a much better photo than here. It shows his chain, shows his eye black, shows he's a cooler player than what the Finest shows. This is the holiday version released in holiday boxes. They have the garland around it and the metallic snowflake version. This is like a little bit more texturized, and there's other parallels. So not a bad card. That one right now is a $15 card raw, and $140, so more than the Finest, but that's just because it's very hard to gem. The gem rate on this is about 35%. There are only 388 PSA 10s out of 1,105 graded, so extremely low. Next up at number 13, we have, I say this every time, fantastic product, Bowman's Best. Great alternative product if you can't afford the Chrome, like the Topps Chrome, just because it's a similar style product. Also, this has been around forever since the late 1990s. Great product in Bowman's Best. Pretty cool image, not too bad. I'm not a huge fan of the 2019 design, but it's not bad at all. I can't complain. But overall, this one is a $25 card raw. It is worth $125, so less than the holiday, but I think it is a more iconic image compared to the holiday. There are 88 PSA 10s, so not very many PSA 10s out there, and a 283 graded for a gem rate of only 31%. So I personally feel like this card should be higher because a 31% gem rate on a modern card is not very high. So pretty good card to have. Next up, at number 12, we have the only Panini product on here, just because Panini really was lacking behind all these other products. You know, with Soto and Acuna, they had a ton of Panini products, pretty high up on the list. But for Tatis, they aren't super looked at because there are so many Tatis rookie cards from Topps. But this is the Optic rookie. Tatis does not have a Prism rookie, so Optic is the only one that we're going to be putting in right now. This card is $40 raw, $200 in a PSA 10. It's more than these other cards' value that's coming up on this list for the next few cards, but I still think it's hurt by the lack of logos and the fact that it isn't a Topps product. People aren't quite over that yet. Right now, there are only 54 PSA 10s out of 154 graded. I couldn't find a normal comp for the last few weeks, so I had to go pretty far back. PSA 10 is going for about $200 right now, and this is a $40 raw card. So still very desirable, but you have to take your risk with Panini products versus Topps products. After that, we have Bowman Sterling. Bowman Sterling is one of my very favorite products, and I think it's extremely undervalued just because there's not many of these base cards made. For example, for this Bowman Sterling, there are only 149 PSA 10s and only 228 graded. So maybe more PSA 10s in the last few cards, but many of them, like not many are graded whatsoever. 228 is really low. That is a gem rate of 65%. So it is a pretty easy card to get a 10 on, but the card itself is rare and not easy to find. There's not many base cards produced of these. It's really autograph heavy product. There's more base cards here than what there was previously in Top Sterling, but it's still a card that is not a retail product. It's hobby only, which only helps the scarcity of the card. Like I said before, this is a $140 card in a PSA 10. Next up, we have a card that was really hot for a while there back in the end of 2020, but has kind of dropped off since, and that is the 2019 Topps Update Chrome Tatis rookie card. People really liked this card versus, the iconic flagship image just because it is a vertical card, not a landscape card, and it's him swinging versus throwing. So people preferred this one. A lot of people who don't collect baseball strongly flock to this card versus the flagship rookie from Series 2 because it's update. People hear buy update and they see it's a cool card, but it's really not a great long-term investment piece because rookie debuts across every single player that has him is significantly lower in basketball and baseball because basketball introduced them in Mosaic and they're worth less than the base card as well. This card is a $30 raw card and $150 in a PSA 10, so still valuable and desirable, but not as much as the flagship that we'll see later in the Topps Chrome. But overall, there's 1,439 PSA 10s out of 2,015 graded for a gem rate of 71%. So not a hard card to get and not a hard card to grade, so that's kind of why I don't think it's a great long-term investment. After that one, we have Stadium Club. It makes me feel really good to see a Stadium Club rookie card this high up in the list, and I think it's justified. Reason being is because right now for the Stadium Club card, there are only 51 PSA 10s with 215 graded. That is the lowest gem rate on here. Well, there's one lower, that's kind of crazy. That is the second lowest gem rate on here of 23%. Hard to find in good condition because it is a card with dark borders. On top of that, these cards themselves chip really easily because they're thin stock, which only helps the value. And I'm glad that it helps the value because it's a really cool card that I'm glad is getting some value there. Overall, you can get this card for $25 raw because it isn't super hard to find, but in a PSA 10, it is a $200 card. I don't know why Topps was really about making landscape cards for Tatis this year, but they did. Even his short print in this set is a landscape card. One of the coolest short prints that is out there. So a pretty cool comparison to other types of short prints. After that, we have 2019 Topps Heritage High Number. Again, I'm glad that this card is higher up just because people are actually buying it in comparison to, I did a Shohei Ohtani last time, and people just weren't really after that card. They were after, because there was 2 flagship rookies, 2 Topps Chrome rookies, it just devalued the Topps Heritage. But in this set, this Topps Heritage is at number 8. It's $20 raw and $180 in a PSA 10. They aren't the hardest cards to find in a PSA 10 because there are 1,766 of them. But the thing going for this card is the fact that the gem rate is relatively low. It is at 31%. There are 5,686 graded. At number 7, we have the opposite of a popular card and probably one that a lot of people don't recognize. This is the Topps Tribute Rookie card. Topps Tribute Rookies nowadays are 1 per case. It is a case hit, I believe. So in order to get this card, it's tough. And on top of that, every single one is numbered to 425 or lower, so you're not going to find very many copies of this card. Surprisingly, they don't sell for all that much. Raw, it's $80, which I know is actually probably $80 to $100, maybe even $100. The last few sales have been about $50 to $60, but he's played great since, and on top of that, there's not any listed below $125 on eBay. There is only 1 PSA 10 out of 11 graded for the lowest gem rate of 9%. So because there aren't any PSA 10s really moving around, I took a sale of a PSA 9, which was $125. Still a fantastic deal in my opinion for this card, especially because it is really pretty. It's from a relatively high-end set and it's hard to get. That one is at number 7. I bet the PSA 10 goes for $500 plus, maybe even like around $1,000 because it is the only one graded and there's not going to be many of these graded past this card, especially in good condition. Okay, at number 6, we have the iconic flagship image of Tatis. This is his Series 2 rookie card. Like I said with this holiday card, really cool image in comparison to some other rookies out there for flagship rookies. If you look at Lindor, not a great looking like flagship rookie. This is a pretty cool card, pretty iconic. So this one right now, there's a lot of them graded, but right now it's $40 raw, still pretty high, pretty good price for it. And it is $220 in a PSA 10. But wait for it, there are 13,446 PSA 10s and 22,072 graded, and that is a gem rate of 61%. but that's a lot. Over 13,000 PSA 10s of this card, which kind of hurts the value. It makes it so it's not as sought after and not as iconic of a card. If you look at the Mike Trout 2011 Topps Update flagship rookie card, that one only has about 5,000 to 5,500 PSA 10s, so significantly less. When it's all said and done with this card, you're looking probably about 15 to 18,000 PSA 10s when all the backlog is through, which is really high. So that one is number 6. It would be high, but for that reason, we have it here. Next up, we have the 2019 Bowman Chrome Fernando Tatis rookie card. Bowman Chrome is making a comeback in regards to value. They're starting to spike up, mainly because the pops are relatively low in comparison to the flagship rookie cards. But overall, I think Bowman Chrome is a fantastic investment. In my opinion, my very favorite looking Tatis rookie card. And the good thing about Bowman Chrome is every single refractor, it's not the base card, is numbered to 499 or less, so it shows how scarce this product is. Because it is a hobby-only product, there just aren't many of them out there. So for this Bowman Chrome, if we look at the actual values, it's $45 raw, $275 in a PSA 10. There are only 982 PSA 10s. There are 1,508 graded for a gem rate of 65%. I have one at PSA right now. I bet you it gets a 9, but I am hoping it gets a 10. Probably never sell it. I got it in a break for about $3, so can't complain overall. Next up, we have number 4, the 2019 Silver Pack Rookie of Tatis. Silver Pack Rookies are also becoming a really sought after card because they are also hobby only from the Series 2 set, even though that isn't a hobby only product. The Silver Packs come in hobby and jumbo boxes, which makes them very sought after. And on top of that, it's hard to pull a good card because you only get 1 per hobby box and 2 per jumbo box with 4 cards in there. So really sought after card there. It's a pretty cool image. This is from the 1984 design, I believe, from Topps, and it has that mojo finish. That's not the refractor, that's just the base card. So this one is a $100 card raw, $400 in the PSA 10. There are 320 PSA 10s and 458 total graded, so it has a gem rate of 70%, so not hard to gem, just hard to find, kind of like some of these other cards on the list. After that, we're getting to the final 3. We have 2019 Topps Chrome, and this one is more plentiful than the Silver Pack, but I still think it's a really good iconic card to have in your collection. It is $100 raw, $350 in a PSA 10, so pretty close to the Silver Pack card, but it is that flagship image and it is Chrome. People love Topps Chrome and it's only becoming stronger. In the past, flagship was king, and this is still technically flagship, it's the flagship image, but Topps Chrome is really outperforming it and kind of changing the game a little bit. Right now, it's not a super hard card to gem. It's a 73% gem rate, but there are significantly less of these graded compared to the paper rookie card. There are 7,544 PSA 10s, about half, and 10,324 graded, so less than half total graded. Just a little bit higher gem rate is all. At number 2, I decided to include something I usually don't, but for Tatis, it is such an important card for his collecting that I thought it was necessary. And that is the 2016 Bowman Chrome First Prospect card. So this card is him in his White Sox uniform, and it's not a super pretty image, but what it has going for it has that first Bowman Chrome logo, same image as his first Bowman Chrome autograph, and there are not very many of them. There are only 1,035 PSA 10s out of 3,222 graded for a very low gem rate of only 32%. So that's what's driving this card. And I would have loved, no offense to Padres, go Padres fans, I'm a Rockies fan, so, I can't love you that much. But if he would have stayed with the White Sox, that team would have been amazing. And they got James Shield for him, so sorry White Sox fans if that hurts, but pretty bad trade. We just traded Arenado though, so maybe we can have something in common with bad trades. And at number 1, there was no question about it, this is the 2019 Topps Chrome Sapphire of Fernando Tatis Jr. Sapphire is quickly becoming the go-to set for rookies. This is now going to be, because they introduced Topps Chrome Update Sapphire, the iconic card for these players. They're very short printed in comparison to the base cards. For example, there are 10,000 of these graded. Out of the Sapphire rookie cards for Tatis, there are only 352 graded. So really tough to find. There are 274 PSA 10, so it's not a hard card to gem, about 78%. But the card itself is very rare and it's hard to pull it. It's out of a 700 card set for Topps Chrome Sapphire, and they only get I think 32 cards a box, so you can do the math. Hard to get this card. But when you do, you hit the gold mine because it is $1,000 raw, $3,620 in a PSA 10. And again, only 274 PSA 10s in existence. All right, guys, that is my top 15 cards for Fernando Tatis Jr. Stay tuned for next episode. We'll always have great players coming in every single week. Hit that subscribe button so don't miss any of them, and I'll catch you in the next video.